Welcome everyone. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of album art. Did you know that album covers do much more than just wrap around vinyl records or CDs? They tell stories, capture cultural moments, and make statements, just like the music inside. Let's go on a journey to explore the history, the evolution, and the impact of album art. Album art, or cover art, is the image or artwork on the front of a music album. It first appeared in the 1930s, and since then it has evolved into an art form of its own, with many famous artists and designers contributing to the music world. But what makes album art so powerful? And why does it matter so much in the music industry? Alright, a quick question to get us started. Who was the first person to create an album art cover? Was it A. Pablo Picasso, B. Alex Steinweiss, C. Andy Warhol, or D. Salvador Dali? The correct answer is B. Alex Steinweiss. In 1938, Steinweiss was a young designer at Columbia Records, and he came up with the idea to add artwork to album covers, creating the first commercial album cover. Alex Steinweiss revolutionized the music industry by making album covers interesting and appealing. Before his idea, albums came in plain covers. Steinweiss believed that eye-catching art could actually help sell music, and he was right. Record sales took off. The earliest album covers were mostly focused on typography, simple graphics, and sometimes photos. But as the idea of album art spread, so did the creativity behind it. Now, what was one of the main purposes of album art in the early days? Was it A, to tell the story of the artist's life, B, to help sell more albums, C, to act as a souvenir for concerts, or D, to create valuable collectibles? The answer is B. Album art helped sell albums, making the music more appealing to potential listeners. By the 1960s, album art had taken a life of its own. Artists like the Beatles began using album covers to make statements. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was one of the first albums where the cover was a statement piece in itself, reflecting the era's fascination with psychedelia, counterculture, and celebrity. This cover was groundbreaking, showing dozens of celebrities, characters, and historical figures. It wasn't just a cover, it was an experience. So why was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles considered a revolutionary album cover? Was it A, that featured moving parts, B, it included a hidden message, C, it used multiple famous faces in a collage, or D, it was the first album with a gatefold cover? Correct answer is C. The cover included a collage of famous faces, making it instantly recognizable and symbolizing the blending of music and pop culture. In the 1970s, album art became even more iconic, with images like Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon and Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. Album art started to be symbolic and memorable, like the rainbow prism that has since become a universal symbol. This era also saw the rise of designers like Storm Thorgerson, whose team at Hypnosis made some of the most memorable covers in history. Album art became just as important as the music, with artists and designers pushing for bold, symbolic, and often surreal ideas. What is the main reason the Dark Side of the Moon cover is so iconic? Was it A, it was drawn by a famous painter? B, it features a simple yet symbolic design? C, it shows the band members' faces? Or D, it was the first color album cover? The correct answer is B. The prism design is simple yet powerful, representing the depth of Pink Floyd's music and connecting with listeners in a memorable way. With digital streaming, album art has changed again. Artists can release music instantly, but cover art remains just as important. Covers like Beyoncé's Lemonade and Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy still make powerful statements, reflecting identity, culture, and creativity in fresh ways. And even though album art is now usually seen as a small image on a screen, it still shapes how we experience music. Cover art is not just decoration, it's a visual introduction to the emotions and the music and themes. Question number 5. How has digital streaming affected album art? Is it A, it made album art less important? B, it allows artists to experiment with cover styles? C, album covers are no longer needed? Or D, it made all covers look the same? Correct answer is B. With digital streaming, artists often experiment more using cover art as a way to introduce their music, visually even before a song is played. Album art has come a long way from the simple designs of the 1930s. It's an art form that reflects the culture, mood, and style of each era, adding a visual layer to the music we love. For the next time you listen to an album, take a moment to appreciate the cover. It's part of the story the artist wants to tell. Last question. Why do you think album art continues to matter even in the digital era? Is it A, it adds meaning to the music? B, it's an old tradition? C, it's just decorative? Or D, it's mainly for record stores? The correct response is A. Album art adds depth, meaning, and identity to the music experience. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the art of album covers. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the history of album art. Keep exploring the connections between art and music, and we'll see you next time.